It's time to step into the power of yes. Creating the life you want is up to you. The power comes from saying yes to ourselves, yes to possibilities, and yes to change. Are you ready? Yes Minded Power Radio with Barbara Scheidegger starts now. Join Barbara and Dr. Pat for the next hour as they share actionable steps to living your future now. As a clinical hypnotherapist, NLP master practitioner, Reiki healer, and life coach, Barbara can empower you through sharing her own experience in overcoming life's obstacles. Start achieving your goals and moving life in the direction you want through yes-minded power. Now, here are your hosts.
Hey everybody, welcome. This is Yes Minded Power Radio, living your future now with me. I get to sit in on these fabulous conversations with the host of the show, Barbara Scheidegger, joining me here today. We're going to be talking about what does it mean to create your own success. But before we get to that, a few things you should know. You know, Barbara is someone that has really run the gamut when it comes to success. A fabulous entrepreneur, co-founder of a mega company, clinical hypnotherapist, NLP master practitioner, and I could probably go on and on and on. But today we are talking about what she sums up pretty much the work that she does when she uses the Scheidegger approach in building yes-minded power. And so what does it look like? What does it feel like? How do we put all the pieces of our humanity together so that we can achieve extraordinary things in our lives and still stay in touch with who we truly are meant to be? Today, Barbara is going to take us on a journey, a story. Whether you know her as a philanthropist, a visionary, a mom, entrepreneur, life coach, author, speaker, healer, it doesn't really matter. One thing that all of those things have in common is a thread of yes-minded power. Barbara, it's great to have you.
Thank you for having me too. I'm happy to be here and very, very excited actually to give the word out of minded power. Absolutely.
This all begins with a story. You know, generally speaking, myself and the people that I get to speak with, there's a journey, there's a beginning. There are some bumps in the road. There are mountains that you climb. There are valleys that you get to enjoy and the abundance of them. And today we're going to be sharing your story, a personal journey, growing up in Switzerland and co-founding one of the nation's largest and most prestigious watch companies. But let's take us back to where it all began for you in the world.
Well, like we all born somewhere.
Yeah.
I was born in Switzerland, which is I would say it's a blessing for me. I had wonderful parents. I grew up in a family of 8 kids. I'm number 7. There was a lot of sharing, a lot of doing and being together and helping each other. It's like my oldest sister is my second mom. She was always there for me while my mom had to go to work, of course, with 8 kids. Parents have to work even at that time, it's cost money. But not only that, through all the stress that my parents went through, we had a great family life. It was always important that we sit together, we talk together. Of course, I had fights with my sisters and brothers, and we called each other names. But after a while, it's like, oh, I love you, and let's get over it. What was the problem? Why did we react like this? What triggered it? That was always the question. It wasn't just, no, I don't like her anymore because she called me names. No, we went to the root of it. Once the anger was gone, once the fireworks were calming down, we were sitting together and we were talking about it. And this is the foundation I grew up. It was loving. Yes, we didn't have what other kids had. I had to wear my older sister's clothes, and she was or she is, as a kid actually, taller than me, skinnier than me. But I had to wear it, and it's just, I had to accept it and make the best out of it. And what I just did with these kind of clothes, I found some accessories or something that made it funny looking, or I just found a way to make it happen. So I feel good about myself. It's like you said, to moving forward to your success and still being yourself and knowing who you are. And I truly think today a lot of people don't know who they are. That's why they stand in their own way to become successful. The yes-minded power is knowing, first of all, who you are, and that you accept yourself for who you are, no matter how tall you are, how skinny you are, how big you are. This is you. You want to make a change? Your yes-minded power can help you through that. But going to that point sometimes is really hard because of the outside reaction. The whole society tells us how to be, what we have to do, and what we should do. Well, it's good to have guidelines in life.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to grow up. But there are things sometimes in the long run, they're not good for us anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
And through yes-minded power, we can bring out this obstacle. And the obstacle is actually, it's ourself. We're staying in our own way.
Mm-hmm.
We bring out this and this is in my way. That hinders me to move forward. And we, through yes-minded power, with the Scheidegger approach, I guide you through so you can tell yourself what you want to let go. I was very lucky in my life, even growing up in Switzerland. Somehow it was within me that out of any, problems or
challenges, yeah.
At that time, I didn't see it as a challenge. It was sometimes at that time we always said it's a problem. You're in a deep hole.
Right.
Now you're in it and you can't get out.
Right.
You can get out of any deep hole you want. It just depends how deep it is and how long it takes you to get out of it. I've learned that, and that was, I have to say, this is just through my family life and being in Switzerland. We had consequences, even going to school. We walked to school, and we sometimes we just miscalculated because snowing or raining, and it took a little bit longer. Or I found something that I liked. I didn't walk. I stood still and looked at that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I came to school late. Guess what? The door was locked. I had to wait until the recreation, and then finally I was able to go in, and then it was okay. This is what you missed. Find a way to catch up. There was no, it was snow, it was raining, it was my somebody else's fault. It was my fault.
Yeah.
And I learned to stand up to myself and be really honest with myself and telling myself, yeah, you did that. And it's so hard. It's so hard to admit mistakes. And this is what I teach people today. It is all about you. Through growing up, like I said, there are rules, there are regulations, no, you shouldn't do that, you should do that. And I think the parents, they just give their best, what they know. But maybe when you're 20, 21 or growing up, some of these rules don't work for you anymore. And unconsciously, we're still doing it because we were taught at that time and it went in our unconscious mind. And we're wondering, wow, I just did that again. Why do I do that? And through my 21-day program, I walk you through that. And not so you can blame others because it's somebody else's fault. We just let it go. And now we figure out what you want. What can you say yes to?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's, I have just to say, it's work. And people, I know people say, I wouldn't have to work again. You're doing it for you and for no one else.
That's the difference. That
Yeah.
really is the difference. I mean, it's one thing for many of us that have had multiple jobs. I remember at one point in time, I was cutting meat as a meat cutter, cleaning fish as a fish cleaner, right? And pushing a mail cart. And, I knew that I needed to do that in order to live, have money to
Yeah.
pay rent. But life goes on, and there are milestones that we achieve. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Barbara is going to share what some of those milestones were in her life. You know, how do you go from this amazing life, this beautiful family in Switzerland, to becoming a co founder, an entrepreneur, a businesswoman, then to become one of the most sought after thought leaders, visionary, when it comes to changing our minds, our lives, and yes minded power? We're going to take a short break. Yep. And what does it mean to climb the Matterhorn? I mean, really climb it, not metaphorically. I mean, one step at a time. What is the symbolism in that? Stay tuned, everybody. Short break. We'll be right back with Yes Minded Power Radio and Barbara Scheidegger. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Yes Minded Power Radio with Barbara Scheidegger. And I'm Dr. Pat. I get to hang out with her as we have these completely powerful, amazing, enlightening conversations. Today, we're talking about how to use yes minded power to create your own success. And as part of this, it's important for us to know what the story is that each of us has. There's a reason that Barbara is as amazing and powerful as she is. And that's because she's done it. The ups, the downs, the sidewards, the inside, the outside, standing on her head. Oh, actually, literally standing on her head. We actually have a picture of that on our website. For those of you out there, if you want to find out more about Barbara, you can go to our website, barbarascheidegger.com or yesmindedpower.com. It'll get you to the same place. And there are past shows there you can listen to. The other thing you should know is that part of this is to help you in the next 21 days to really go from where you are today to where you want to go. And sometimes that doesn't mean that you're going to climb the Matterhorn like we're going to talk about today. Sometimes, as in my case, it was, am I going to get out of bed today? Can I muster that up? It doesn't matter where you are. What matters is you want some sort of change. And that's what Barbara does. 21 days, yes-minded power, it's all right here for you. Barbara, I want to talk about, like, how do we go from having that incredible childhood, that upbringing, living in Switzerland, and then moving on to the other milestones in life? Sometimes we forget it really is a journey, and there are checkpoints along the way. Tell us a little bit about your journey from Switzerland to co-founding one of the nation's largest and most prestigious watch companies.
Well, it's actually a watch store. We have
watch store,
quite well-known watch stores. But let's start. Even my childhood, it was. If I look back, it was great. But there are milestones in there too. I about 16. Somehow, I just gained weight. I have to say, there was a lot going on at 16, emotionally, and I started to eat instead of dealing with the problem. And while I was, got upset or I ate, I always blamed it on my sisters, because I have 4 sisters, tall, skinny, beautiful, and I was pretty, I am the shortest of all of them, and I was the heaviest of them. And when I saw them, somehow I blamed them. But I remember when I was 20, I realized that I'm the one who's doing it to myself, you see? And I had to stop it. I had to put the power within me and say, I want to be thin. I want to be healthy. And at that time also I realized that people at 50, they start having high blood pressure, they're getting heavy, the heart hurts, the head hurts, everything hurts. And when I looked at myself in the mirror at 20 being 30 pounds overweight, I said, this is going to be me when I'm 50. I have to change that now. And from that moment on, I promised myself, at any age of my life, I'll be healthy, I'll make the adjustments, and I'm ever going to gain weight again. It was work, you know. It was suddenly from eating all this chocolate and enjoying all the cakes, I was able to stop it completely. And I conditioned myself to the, actually, yes, mind the power. Yes, I can make that change. I started to tell myself, I love vegetables. I love to run. I love to move. I love exercise. And I did that as a repetition every day, until it was an automatic reaction. I want my vegetables. Where are my vegetables? So I went through that, and I lost, after 1 year, the 30 pounds and never gained them back. Even through my pregnancy, I gained 30 pounds, but I lost them again. So it's and then coming to the US was a big change too for me. Complete culture shock, I have to say. Did not speak the language. I didn't know where to drive, how to go. And it was scary. It was scary. You know, we opened up our first little store, and I had to go in there and sell those watches. At that time, they were plastic watches. And one woman just walked in and looked at me, and the watches were displayed behind me. So she looked at me and said, I want that purple watch. You know, I saw that line of colors. I knew green, I knew yellow, I knew blue, I knew white, orange. What the heck is purple? You see, and I had to breathe and just look and go up, and is it this one? Is it this one? And she said, no, the purple one over there. And from that point on, I knew what was purple, you know. It's and I had to just, I felt a little bit, oh my God, what do I do now? And but then I had to take a deep breath, and I took, this is new. I'm learning new things, and I'm not stupid. It's just something I don't know. And I just went with the flow. And at the end, I said, I learned something. Now I know what purple means, the color. So they are just, we always have a choice in our life. Either you step back and say, oh my God, oh, I'm so poor, poor me. And now she treated me like this. She thinks I'm stupid. Even if she does, it doesn't matter. You yourself, you know you're not stupid.
Right.
And yourself, you know that you have learned something. And sometimes we just have to learn how to explain people or tell them, look, I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. Well, my English wasn't that good at that time. I couldn't express myself that well, but there's nothing wrong to tell people, I'm sorry, I don't know. Would you please help me? That's the first step. And people are, to 99.9%, people will help you. There's always that one who is very insecure with himself. So they make a big hoo-ha out of it. But it's just because that person has a problem too. So that's what I'm teaching people. My milestones during the building the business was also raising a family. At the same time, making sure that my kids get good education, watching them that they don't go downhill while I'm working. I worked 24/7 for 10 years.
Wow.
At the same time, I had that challenge with my children, but I included them in the business also. I took them with me. When I was home, I made sure even the little time I had with them, I spent it with them. I did sometimes with them homework over the phone because I couldn't be there. And yes, as a mom, I felt guilty. But the nice thing, I had a conversation with my daughter about 5 years ago, and when she had her first child. And I said to her, I wish I could have spent more time with you guys. I hope you can do this with your child. And she looked at me and said, Mom, you were always there for us. And when you had time, you spent the time with us. Look, we are okay. You don't have to feel guilty. And that was big for me. It was a big milestone again to say, oh, yes. And now my kids are married. My son just got married over a week ago to a beautiful woman. They get along together very well and happy. So this is through all the up and downs I had in my life. It brought me to this point I am today, having two beautiful children, which I always say it's the best thing that happened in my life, having my children, even though there was struggle. But I don't even remember the struggles. If you ask me what were you struggling with, I don't know. I just know that I'm here today and I feel good. So I don't hang on those things. I just see what I have learned from it, and it gave me strength. It gave me the will to move forward, and just knowing it is possible. It always seems impossible until you do it. And if you believe a thing is possible, it makes it so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. Well, so, I think one of the things that you just mentioned that I want to really make sure we get back to is the idea that you were at the same time an entrepreneur, a mom, right? A wife, and you were out and about for your clients. And so this idea of one day you're right there behind the counter really grew and magnified. And that's one of the things that we don't talk about that often. What happens when success shows up? What does it take to really look at where you go from that one purple watch to success? And what are all of the learning milestones from there and in between to get you to where you are today? When we come back, we're going to talk about what does yes-minded power have to do with incredible success, and how do you do it all in the state of possibilities? Barbara Scheidegger, Yes Minded Radio. Let's take a short break, everyone. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to Yes Minded Radio with Barbara Scheidegger and me, Dr. Pat. I get to actually have these amazing conversations with Barbara. For those of you out there, if you want to find out how to cultivate yes-minded power and do it in 21 days, please go to her website, barbarascheidegger.com or yesmindedpower.com. It'll all get you to that place. There's a way for you to give Barbara a call. Barbara, what's the best phone number for people to call to speak with you and get a consult and just to find out more about this?
It's 323-999-4775. You can call me. You have we talk about together 30 minutes to discover what you want and what's holding you back. Just have a conversation. I just want to let you know you're not alone. There is help. And once you start to talk about it, you realize that other people have about the same problem or different problems, but we can talk about it. Just don't, it's holding it back will affect your physical being and also your mental being. If you don't feel good, your body will send you a message. Hello, I'm here. We need to make a change. If that is in a headache, stomach ache, or then you can't move your neck suddenly and you think you didn't sleep, it's because you slept wrong. How can you sleep wrong when you sleep? I mean, you sleep. It's the body works in the night and sends you a message. Hello. That's when you wake up in the morning, something will hurt. How can we fix that? And this is through an emotional reaction that you did not pay attention to it, that you ignored and said, no, this is okay. I'm not going to talk about it, no matter what it is. Just start talking about it. You are not alone.
Wow.
And even if this means you pick up the phone and you just talk to me for 30 minutes, no obligation, no nothing, but have the courage to talk about it. You don't know me, but we can talk, and if you're confident enough, then we can do more than that. But this would be the first step. Just call me at 323-999-4775. Even if it's 5 minutes and you think that's enough, it's a start. We have to start somewhere.
Yeah, it really is to have a dialogue. For most of us, Barbara, we don't know what we don't know. We just know that wherever we're sitting right at the moment, it doesn't feel great. We have this inner sense that somewhere along the road, there's something else that we're called to do, and we may not know what that is. And that's what I love about this, because, you were talking before the break about what it was like to be in the middle of, here you are now. Now you're an entrepreneur. Now you're building a fabulous store, and you're raising a family, and you have a family. And I asked you a question during the break, and I said, okay, how was that for you? All of that going on. Did you make any mistakes? How did mistakes work with yes-minded power? Yeah.
Of course. I mean, if you go out there and do something, you'll make a mistake. But look at it as a learning experience. Don't go back and do the same thing over again. If it doesn't work, it does not work. Something has to change. It's like Thomas Edison said, it took him 995 times to figure out how to make a light bulb. So every time he looked at it, he had to make a little change, but he never gave up. There is no overnight star, basically. It's not an overnight success. If you have that, most of the time when you look, people with an overnight success, they are not successful in 2-3 years anymore, or maybe after 6 weeks, because they did not have to go through the process. They don't know how they got it. They didn't learn from their mistake. They just got lucky. They just won $1 million without working, and they go overboard because they can't handle it. But someone who works for that $1 million and has the up and downs in the beginning with nothing. Well, if you look at Walt Disney's story too.
Yeah.
How long did it take him? So I ask people, look, there's a way today to release all these obstacles and make less mistakes, or if you do, you learn how to deal with it. And in these 21 days, you're on a platform that you see what you're doing and what you can learn from it. I did it myself through my life. I'm on a point today. I look back and I have to laugh about my mistakes, and that's when you know that you understand life, and that's how you know that you take it with humor and you can move forward. That you over that poor me victim mentality. That you rather look back and say, I survived all of this. I'm good, and I can even do more. No matter how old I am, no matter how short I am and tall I am, I can get what I want. And there were sometimes times I have to admit, I was in bed, the alarm clock was ringing, and I just wanted to pull the sheet over my head and say, let me sleep a little bit more, maybe things will change.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
I had to change them.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm helping people today.
Yeah.
Either it's not easy, and I'm not telling you it's easy, but it's a way to deal with it in a safe, clear way, to find clarity and move forward without bringing up the blood pressure, bringing up your health in question and in danger. It's today. I went with someone, and we were supposed to meet a trainer, and somehow the trainer forgot that he should show up, and I just had to say, Danny, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know what happened to him. Maybe something bad happened. Maybe he's just sleeping in. But instead of getting upset, I just hope he's okay.
Yeah.
I did my own workout. I moved on, and then I got the call. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. But okay, next time. But here's another choice. You can be very upset. I had to get an hour up earlier, this and that. Well, then you got up earlier. You had you were able to work out. You did something for your health. It's all cool. It had a purpose. So you see, look for the purpose, and that's what I help people in a healthy, organic way, with just one side effect, I would say.
Yeah.
In hypnosis, you feel much better after it. That's the side effect, and you're just very relaxed. And you sleep well. That's the side effect we get in hypnosis. I use in my coaching, I use hypnosis. I use NLP, which is part of hypnosis, or energy work, depending on the person I'm working with. For me, there is no one size fits all. Listen to one tape and then you'll be fine. Whatever I record is specifically for that person I'm working with. And I've learned that myself, that I had to do my self-talk constantly. The talk you have with yourself, the discussions, the conversations are very important.
Yeah.
It's so important what you're telling yourself. That now starting paying attention to what your thoughts are and your talk to yourself, and be kind to yourself. I teach that to people, to bringing it up and just see how can I do it better instead of starting blaming others. It's my mother's fault, it's my father's fault, or my neighbor did it. I know we're going through sometimes hardships, and it's very hard. But I want to just tell you, this person who did wrong to you is still having a good life. You're the one who is holding yourself back to get over. If something happened to you, just bring it up, say it. You have the right to talk to people. So whatever that is, the self-blame and failure comes out of self-blame too. So then the whole thing starts with fear. At the end of the day, if we don't move forward, it's all about fear of the unknown.
Yeah. Yeah. And it gives us, fear also has the ability to imprint on our brains. And we have the ability to rewire that. When we come back, we're going to talk about the conscious and subconscious mind. And what is it that yes-minded power gets to at the core? At the core. Why is it when Barbara talks with people, she's not talking about a temporary patch on something? Barbara, you talk to people about creating permanent, lasting, and uplifting change. When we come back, we're going to talk about how all this connects together and why yes-minded power in today's world is the doorway, the portal to getting everything you really do desire. Yeah, that means you don't get stuck, you don't fall back, you don't give up. It means that something about what you discover within yourself is that thing which will help you get to where you want to go. And Barbara helps clear the pathway for it. Stay tuned, everybody. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. You're listening to, Yes Minded Power Radio. Barbara Scheidegger is the host of this show. I get to share in the conversation. Barbara, I know you work with people all over the world. I want to be really clear about that. So folks that may be listening abroad are probably thinking, how do I even begin to have a conversation with Barbara? And you also spend this time initially with this consultation as well. What is the best way for people to find out more about you, to schedule this time with you, and to begin to change their lives?
Well, you can write me an email at barbarascheidegger.com, or you go to my website at Yes Minded Power, or simply a phone call, 323-999-4775. But if it's international, if you're out of the country, an email is perfect. It works perfectly well. And I need to add actually that Skype. We're going to do Skype sessions. I see you on the screen. It works beautifully. It works very well. That's the power that we have, the energy. There's an energy in the world that connects each of one of us. Even through Skype, you will be conditioned. You can go in trance and in hypnosis. It's like we would sit together in a living room or in the office. It works. Absolutely no problems with that. I know people are skeptical about that, but it works. It has been proven. I proved it. It's a great way to start. And also I do actually fly to people when they need something. I go to their home. However I can help you, I will be available. Whatever holds you back. So there is no excuse. You need help, it's there. I'm here for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I like that because we are really talking about the fact that you've really created a way for people to change their lives. And I know this because I get to work with you, but more importantly, so do countless others. What are some of the things that you've worked with folks on changing? I know we only have a few minutes left, but I think it's important to share some of this.
It's the most, I'm working actually on it, is depression and fear. Mm-hmm. Everything starts with fear, and depression brings you also, makes you sometimes you eat more, you get addictive. You're addicted to drink suddenly gallons of coffee or smoke 2 packages a day. You're not smoking because you love it. In the beginning, it's like, oh, I can stop whenever I want. But actually, you're covering up something. So that's what I help people to discover. It's a discovery journal to see, what are you covering up unconsciously? What is there bugging you within you that you can't get rid of? Your way of behavior, it's a behavior change. How can you get just calmer in any way? Well, I had a young woman coming into me. She had leg pain, and she couldn't go anywhere anymore. So we started to talk, and I helped her, and with all the medicine, she took all the x-rays and MRIs, nothing. Well, we discovered some obstacles within it that I actually don't want to talk about. That was her problem. But the leg pains were gone. They're gone suddenly. It's gone. And when sometimes there is, sometimes it's within a little bit thing, she knows how to do it, and she gets rid of it immediately. Mm-hmm. Or there is that lady who really believed she cannot make money. Her sales were down because there was her colleagues were bothering her because Jesus was a very successful salesperson in the business. Well, there's a lot of jealousy and energy around. So I taught her how to just ignore that, how just live her life, how she wanted and how much money she wants to make. She tripled her income in 1 year.
Mm.
It is just the energy around you and what you believe in. If you walk up to work and say, oh, this person is going to bother me now, this person is going to bother me, guess what? It will happen.
Mm-hmm.
But because that person will be there. But if you just say, well, that's her problem, I'm sorry she feels so bad, I'm going to do my best of the best today because it's about me and not about them.
Mm-hmm.
So I did help or fear of flying. Her family is in Europe. She couldn't sit on the plane. So, and phobia, there is no explanation.
Yeah.
Officially, but there is something within you that bothers you that you're covering up also. So these will be released through my guidance and through your willingness, the client's willingness to change. It's so healthy and so organic, and let's just face it, life is hard from the day you're born until you die. But in the middle, you can make the best out of it that's good for you. If you walk around only and say, oh, life is hard, it will be hard. But if you walk around and say, I'm making the best out of it, and my life will be successful, full of love, and I'm so grateful that I was able to wake up this morning, it's already another start in the morning, how you move on in your life. My best life story that really opened up my life was climbing the Matterhorn. When I had to go over to that mountain wall, there was nothing below me, just up. And I couldn't find a way up. I could not. I started to panic, and it was like, poor me, what did you do? Until the guy told me, Barbara, take a deep breath. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. And I was first thinking he was kidding. I said, no, close your eyes, take a deep breath. 2, 3 maybe. And when I did that and I put my head away a little bit from the wall, suddenly I saw my way up. When I took my time, instead of panicking and saying, what do we do now if I cannot climb up there? They have to get me the helicopter. I had all these thoughts. I had to switch. Yes, I can go up. Yes. It was the power of my mind. I put a yes on it. I can do it. Show me the way up. And suddenly I was able to climb up that wall like Spider-Man. It was unbelievable. But I had to let go of all my fear.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go up there.
Yeah.
So that was a big eye-opener for me.
Yeah.
And I'm telling people, to all of you, yes, you can. Get your power out. Yes-minded power. The big yes. Put it in your mind. Yes, I can. It's already a start. If you have doubts, start already saying, yes, I can. It's my power. I switch my gear into yes-minded power. And in order to do that, the breathing is very important. Take 3 deep breaths and just step back. And every breath you take and breathe out, it's just yes-minded power. Yes, I can. I will do it, and I can do it. I'm doing it, and I did it. Visualize your goals. See it before it's happening. And that's very important. That's what the successful people are doing. They visualize.
Mm-hmm.
They see their goals. Not how they get there. They see where they want it to be. And then you go with the flow and do your little curves. It's not a straight line. And you go through that. And that's what I'm teaching people. To get in that, put yourself in that gear, the yes-minded power.
Yeah,
and
I
start
love
smiling.
that. I love that you're teaching them that, and you're also teaching them how to stay there. That's the
Absolutely.
key. Wow, thank you for a great show. One last question. What's your personal message? What would you like to leave us with today? And thank you for today.
I just want to tell you, you're important. You're important to the world. You're not alone. Bring your own message out. What you have to tell to people, and what is your purpose in life? What's your goal? Think about that. Because I know what is mine, but that doesn't help you. You have to
Mm,
learn what is yours. Start thinking about that while you're driving, while you're sipping coffee, or just sitting there and watching TV.
yeah. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you so much. Thank you all for tuning us in and turning us on, everyone. Barbara will be back next month with another fabulous show. We've got another hour coming up. Stay tuned.
Thank you for listening to Yes Minded Power Radio featuring Barbara Scheidegger on Transformation Talk Radio. Tune in live every month for actionable steps to living your future now. Only you have the power to change your life for the better. Barbara Scheidegger is your guide. For more information about this show and working with Barbara, visit yesmindedpower.com. That's yesmindedpower.com.